Okay, let me start with XRP, and not a huge amount of change since this morning. The 12-hour turn. So on the New York session, I like to have a look at the 12-hour MA turn, see what's going on there. So here it is here, and it's been red. It's been red since it turned. You can see the 5 MA, the orange, and the VWAP is resistance. Equally, this 12 MA is coming down, and the 20 EMA are coming down pretty strongly. Yeah, and then for support is we have the 10 doing this thing. The price action hasn't reached 10 at the moment. There's a lot of bouncing up and down. You can see it there. A lot of bouncing up and down in price action since this morning. Yeah, a lot of volatility. Sorry, that's the medial line rather than the Bollinger Band. Yeah. The Bollinger Band is down at 30.78, and we got to see it break this to get down there. Yeah, that's if it is. I do believe it is, but there's equally an argument for it broke through the medial line here, back tested it, spiked through. It's bouncing on it here. We need to see it push through, or else we could get the lift up. Yeah, but I do believe that this is just being mimicked here, and here's our ascending channel, and we're at a minimum. This is one of my thoughts as well. Is this impulse went to a 786, and then this impulse here went to a 786 here. So now we have this impulse. So now here's the top to the bottom. Okay. And you can see lots of volatility here, but this impulse down is the correction that XRP seems to be constantly going to at the moment. For the vast majority is the 786, so 31.50. So basically back down to the yellow line again, yeah. And it offered me a great 50% profit there. I didn't take it. It went all the way back up. And here it is coming down again. And again, I'm like, Jesus, do I take it this time, or do I wait again and see if it'll break through? So that's my own little dilemma here. Yeah, if it breaks through, we'd follow the fibs down. Yeah, and if you're looking at the 1786 here, there's the 30. Yeah, equally, when you take the width of this channel and you put it here, it puts the target at about 29.91. Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah. If it comes down here and does its correction and decides to break up, again is taking the width of the channel up to 34.50 or so. But if it gets up here, it's going all the way. It's going to go all the way to between 36.50 and 37.50 or so. It might even be 38. And basically is complete the mountain peak. Yeah. I just believe that there's a first drop. Not even the first drop. My apologies. I was looking at this. I was thinking it was the first drop. If anything, this is skyline, first spike, resistance peak, and then this drop down is mid-range high. So second spike. This is mid-range high, and down to third spike. So it's not even a first drop. I think it's just third spike, and then this is just the mid-range high. Yeah, just a lot of sideways in this. So back to the MAs, yeah, here's the 12-hour. You can see the battle going on. It's not going to be easy to break this. A lot of volatility up and down, I'm going to click into the 10-hour. That's not going to change again until 8 o'clock tonight, yeah. And you can see the 20 EMA, the 5, the VWAP. So VWAP is very definitely resistance. Here's the 10 coming up. I'm guessing that's a resistance. Again, support on the medial line, support on the 20. Need to get that broken. I'm just going to flick through these just to see if there's anything interesting. And there's the 9-hour from this morning. Again, the 5 is down. It's going to change again at 6 o'clock. That would be my time is going to change again in an hour and a half, yeah, or less. So again, you can see the 8 hour here is this just turned 40 minutes ago. So look, the 5 came over the 20 EMA and over the VWAP. And look, this, you can see the volatility. It was up here in the last 40 minutes, and now it's down here. Yeah, and you can see the volatility between the 5 and the 10 here. But the VWAP in many ways is the decider. If the VWAP is resistance, you're not getting past it. If it wants to hold, even if you get a push up through, it just pulls it back down. Yeah. So the VWAP seems to be very solidly resistance at the moment. But again, you can see the battle. Yeah. If I just go through the 6 hour, again, there's the 5 turned up. That's more of a, we go either way, although the 5 is pushing up. The 4 hour, now the 4 hour changed. The 4 hour changed an hour and 40 minutes ago. And you can see that the 5 and 10 are turned down and turned down sharply together, yeah. But there's the medial line on the 4 hour, the Bollinger medial line, the midline. There's the 5 and the 10. Here's the 50 coming down. If you notice the 50 coming down here, all those long wicks for rejection. I did say if price action gets above this 50 and turns it, it's definitely looking like it wants to go up. But remember, we're in a correction down to, there's the bottom of the Bollinger, or 3150 is the 785. So I think we're at least coming down to the 785. And you can see the push. You can see the push that's going on. Yeah. Now the thing that might give it that bigger push down is that you can see on the 4 hour, the battle on the 4 hour is the 55 is support or resistance, excuse me, and then the 20 EMA is support, and so is the 20 MA, the pink one, more so the EMA. So we get price action breaking down through here. Is what I would like to see is a breakdown, a back test, and then a push through, and that would take us down to the 30 or so, 29.30. So if it is going to go down, that's probably the way it's going to go. Yeah. So now the 3 hour, again, this one when it was on this, when this was green, this is red. It went all the way up here, looked super pumpy, and then it turned into a big rejection. Yeah. And you can see on the 5 cutting through the 55 and the VWAP. Okay, and now it's starting to cut through. There's the medial line, the 20 EMA, and the 10. Is if these guys break, is again we get down, we start having to go up to 50. If all these gang up together, is they'll break to 50. That's the battle that's going on the 3 hour. Yeah. Then on the 2 hour, it's the same. You're starting to see them stack up above. Here's the 10 coming around like this, and again the 20 and the 55 EMA are the support here, yeah. And you can see the 100 coming down and pushing. So we'll see. We shall see. And again, here's the 1 hour, and again you see the Bollinger's getting really tight here. That's telling you that it's getting into that consolidation. Look how they all start to tie up together, yeah? Now you got to remember, we are in a correction. This impulse, we're in a correction of this impulse. You can see how quickly this went, and then look at all this sideways up here, creating a 1-2, a triple top at the moment, yeah? So this tells you the difficulty with getting it down, that it's creating this triple top. For a push down, and look at the rejection on this, and look at this 5 cutting through here. This is looking pretty good. This candle is looking pretty good for a bit more of an attack breaking down. Yeah, you're probably going to see that in more refined detail as we go in. See the half hour is all getting consolidated. See the Bollinger's got tighter. You see the 5 coming through here and pushing through. Is a spill would be the 5 pushing through like this, and then you just see the rest. It'll be the 10, the 20s. They'll just turn and down they go, and they'll spill together. Yeah, we're probably going to see it even a little tighter on the 15. Yeah, look at it. See, tighter, longer. So these are all letting you know that it's on the way. Yeah, and the argument for the down is because we're in a correction. And the fact that it's consolidated so much, is it just going to come down and do 3150? There you go, 3150 after all this consolidation. I think it's winding up for a bigger push down. But again, that might be my bias. That may be my bias. You see the spill here. See the 5 cut through earlier on, and look, the 10, the 20s, even the 50s are coming here. They're all starting to move into this spill mode here, yeah. And you can see the waveform of pushing down, yeah. And then the 5. Let's see what's going on with the 5. Again, you can see the consolidation has been quite, the MAs are tighter, but the price action, you see it going up and down, yeah. But still within a tight range, yeah. And again, I think this one, where this was the push up for the push down, yeah. And came down, came back up, and it's coming back down again. So you can see it's starting to get down to, what MA is that? It's the 1000. This is the 1000 MA on the 5 minute. Still relevant. Look. So breaking this, I reckon breaking this again will be the proper spill. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Is there anything else I need to point out here? My greater pathway, what I think is going to happen. Okay. Again, we need to see this all confirmed. But what I think is going to happen, this is the 15-minute arc, yeah, is that we get our drop down to 29.30, we get our pump up to 36.50, 37, 38. So down here is third spike, and then we get our sideways, and we eventually get our lift up to Mountain Peak. We'll get our sideways again here, and then I think it's going to break down to somewhere around the early 20s, maybe the mid 20s, but the early 20s, somewhere around here. Yeah, I think it's going to come down. But again, we'll map that out. We'll map that out as we go along. Yeah. And why do I think that? Is on the grander scale of things. Here's the daily. Here it looks like there's a potential head and shoulders on the daily. So you can see one shoulder and the head. Here's the other shoulder. If we get this wick down, again mapped here, then up for Mountain Peak. Here's the other shoulder coming back down, and this is setting up a head and shoulders for a breakdown. And if you measure the top of this to here, it takes us down to somewhere in the mid 20s. So that's potentially the way it's being set up, yeah. So that's what I'm watching, yeah. But it will all need to be confirmed. Okay, so that's me. That's me for now. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I'm watching, yeah. I'll hand you over to Mihaela, yeah. Now let me just change the screens. Pull up your screens here, Mihaela.
Brilliant.
And then that's yours there, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Super, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Michael. Hello, everyone. Now, London has been very quiet. No big ranges. During the London session, I realized that Ethereum's moving between a 1-hour channel. I'm gonna slightly expand this range just to make it just to include the previous bottom better. So Ethereum's been moving in this ascending channel. The 1-hour RSIs, both the stochastic and the regular one, seem to be flatlining. New York started with a lift up. Bitcoin made a higher high locally here, but Ethereum hasn't. So I am expecting this bottom line to be challenged, and the technical target for this channel would be somewhere around the 1070, and to be more how can I say, more in line with the local support and resistance. 1060, 1070, 1060 would be the target if the bottom line breaks. Now there have been 1, 2, 3 touches to the top. Sometimes there's a fourth one, not considering the one that's entered the channel. So there might be another lift and then a drop. Again, we are compressing in this area here. This is generally a distribution pattern, so it tends to spill down. We've yet to have confirmation for that though. We are holding support. I'm gonna switch now to the MAs. We've been keeping the support since London. On the 4 hour, we are above the 20. We haven't broken the 20. The 5 is coming down on the 4 hour, but it hasn't yet crossed either the 10 or the 20 down. So at the moment, the 4 hour is holding strong, though the wicks, the candle formation, show clear rejection of upward prices. Bitcoin is, you can see the local wick there. This is what I expected this to do. In order to leave a sideways range, sometimes there needs to be a spike out. And Bitcoin's generally nice to trade because it does that. It follows those textbook clues, so to say, those signals. Now New York started with a lift up and then quickly took it from there, though it did spike higher than the 2 previous highs. We are still within our long-term channel, so the top line is being challenged over and over again, but it's not yet broken and it's not yet confirmed, not even on the 15-minute. Again, just like Ethereum, I am waiting to see some form of a local divergence break. Bitcoin's local divergence is a little bit tighter than Ethereum's channel. So this is the line. The stochastic RSI is at the top, and the 1 hour one and the regular one are somewhere in the middle of the range. Again, it hasn't. London's played its middle game. It's holding the range, which is what it normally does. Yesterday was the unusual behavior. On the MA front, we are still holding support of the 5 and the 10 on the daily. You can see why it is so why the range is the way it is, because we're moving between the 20 on the daily and the 5 on the daily. So this is the range set by the daily MAs. Once we lose the support of the 5, then the bottom of this channel at 18,800, I think it'll actually go below the previous low. So somewhere around 18,500, 18,400 might be a good level. If we break the 20, then the top line of the Bollinger at around 21.6, or even again, if the 21, if the 20 is held, so it's broken one day, then the next day is back tested and held. If that happens, then the sentiment changes, and we are looking at a retest of the 22, 23K range. And by testing the 22, 23K range, we actually are looking at going back into this channel, and this channel has beautiful ranges for longs. But at the moment, we are looking at a very uncertain 4 hour territory. A lot of spikes, a lot of rejections. Yesterday was very volatile. We are holding support on the 4 hour, just like Ethereum. We're holding the 5, we're holding the 10. The 5 is pointing down, which again can signal a more likely downwards movement. I am personally in favor of a downward movement, maybe a retest of the midline of the channel, and if that midline of the channel breaks, a retest of the bottom line of the channel. So that's what I find to be the highest probability situation in where we are right now. I'll keep you posted with the TA as New York progresses. Good luck with your trades, and see you tomorrow for London.